Are we on? Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome
Good evening.
to the Fibre Challenge pre-party.
Party.
We actually have a real party happening out in the rumpus room. Our daughter Sophia turned 13 today, and she has a whole bunch of giggling Gerties out there. So we've peeled ourselves away for a few minutes to spend some time with you guys ahead of starting on Monday.
Wonderful. Glad you could join us. We've got a few comments already. Let's see what people are saying. Hi. Oh, clock must be slow. We might be. We're on Queensland time.
Someone has said, thanks for this. I've done it before, but need a refresher. And yes,
Indeed.
I'm so supportive of people doing a refresher, not only for the educational side of it, but also for the challenges, those micro challenges, and we'll talk about them in a minute. It is just so great to get a snapshot into how your insides are working, maybe every 6 months or so. So this is definitely well timed for all of us because it's been about a year since we've done this.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a while.
We haven't introduced ourselves. You want to go first?
Yeah, this is Laini and this is Jordan. We're husband and wife duo from Stacks. Almost said the old name.
We changed our name. It's a force of habit.
Yeah, we are Stacked Whole Food Blends. We used to be the Whole Food Collective and Stacked Smoothies and all that sort of jazz, but now we are Stacked Whole Food Blends, and we love to stack our blends full of goodness, and that's why we've got that name. But we are glad you're with us, and we hope if you have not met us before that you will enjoy this little pre-party. You'll enjoy the Fibre Challenge and the Smoothie Challenge that we have for you guys, and that you can take a whole bunch of incredible information into your daily routines and get yourself full of goodness.
I've realized my chair's a lot higher than Jordan's. I'm actually a lot shorter than Jordan, but did that on purpose. I like to So guys, we start Monday morning. I'm so happy that you're here joining us for the little pre-party. We are so thrilled to be running this challenge again. Like I said, it's been a year since we've run it, maybe more. And when I approached Kirsty, the gut expert over at Cultured Wellness, who we have collaborated with to build this amazing free educational challenge, she was so happy to hear it. She said, you guys, this has been too long. We love this challenge. Yes, let's do it again. So let's tell you a little bit about how it's going to go. But first, I want to also just mention something to you. We've run this challenge quite a few times. There's, maybe tens of thousands of people who have come through the challenge before you. We have had some regular feedback. The regular feedback is that, gosh, guys, this can change your life. And I don't say that lightly. It sounds incredibly cliche, but some people come into this challenge having suffered with digestive problems for 20 years plus, and they learn some very simple principles that we talk about here in the Fibre Challenge, and everything changes for them. When we are not digesting properly, we have toxins that just jump on this merry-go-round inside of our body, around and around, and we start to feel these symptoms of those toxins going round and round, and it's not fun. It's not a pretty picture. When we can get that digestive system cranking and just working so beautifully and smoothly, that is where we want to be. And you'll be so surprised at what impact it will have in your life. And we know because we've heard people tell us what impact it's had for them. So we always get excited because we know they're going to be people in this group this time who are also going to have similar results.
Indeed. So we're going to cover off on what you guys may have heard of as the 5 superpowers of fibre. And we're going to run through a whole bunch of cool info, all the science behind this, as well as some extraordinary challenges that will help you to identify what's going on in your system when it comes to fiber and digestion.
Yes.
But we want to run through the structure so you guys know what you're in for, and you can get prepared to understand how to approach this challenge so that you get the most out of it and that you don't get lost in it all and you can digest the information best and
no pun intended.
Make some commitments. Yes, no pun intended.
And also thank you for everyone saying hello in the comments. Please say hi. Let us know if you're new to the community. We've welcomed a whole lot of people into our whole food community group, especially for the Fibre Challenge. There's also tons of people who have been with us for a long time. So let us know if you're new or if you are, if you've been with us before. It's prompted me to just jump in and approve the people who have just requested to join since I sent out the message on Messenger. If you did not get the message on Messenger just now on your phone, that means you are not registered for the Fibre Challenge. So what you want to do is jump onto the link that's in the description of this video, just above this video, click on it, and then follow the prompts in Messenger. If you have any trouble, then just comment in this post within the Facebook group. But also if you're watching over on YouTube, then you can also comment there and we'll help you out.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some prizes and some fun at the end. So if you've watched the introduction video, or maybe even if you haven't and you're just super clued in about Fibre, then you might be able to win yourself some prizes.
Right. So let's cover off on the format.
Yes. You want to go?
Yeah, if I can remember the format. So what we're going to do is we have a pretty basic format, and the first day on the Monday, you'll start with a video.
Sorry, it's actually not a video.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's right. Sorry. Jordan does a lot behind the scenes of the Fibre Challenge.
Not enough, obviously.
But coordinating what happens when, that's me. Sorry, I should have taken that.
Yeah, right.
Monday morning, we have our very first micro challenge.
Oh, we start with challenge this time?
We do.
Oh.
No,
I thought we started with a video first, then a challenge after. Or is that the smoothie challenge?
Smoothie challenge.
All right.
Yeah, getting confused.
My bad.
We start with this particular micro challenge because it takes a day or so to see the results so that we can discuss it within the group. It's a very personal challenge where you get to learn about your insights and how they're tracking. I don't want to give too much away. It's very fun. You might want to involve your family on this one. You will have lots of giggles. It's going to be a little bit of fun, and it will absolutely open up some dialogue between you and your teenagers or your partner or whoever's in your family about your digestive system. Sometimes people can feel uncomfortable talking about this stuff. That's not us. So if you have been wanting to ask some personal questions about things, about your stools and about all sorts of things, then we'll be collating lots of your questions throughout the next 10 days. On Thursday next week, we're going to run a live Q&A with Kirsty Worth and myself, and we will answer as many as we can. But on Monday, like I said, that's our first micro challenge. Every second day thereafter, we have another little micro challenge, and that just helps you apply what we're learning. It helps you learn about whether you're on track with your fibre requirements, all sorts of things. On the other day, so every second other day, we have a short video. In the short video, there's a small educational piece. It packs a punch. It's short and powerful from Kirsty Worth. She talks about one of Fibre's 5 superpowers in each video. After she does that, she takes about 5 minutes or so to do that. And then I will take you through a recipe that is high fibre, that's simple, and I'll also do a cooking demonstration. So my part's obviously going to take a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but you'll also get a workbook with all the recipes in there. So it does, this challenge, obviously, let me just tell you quickly too, the weekend is completely off. You can use that time to catch up or just relax and do what you do on the weekend. So there's 5 days starting on Monday, the weekend off, and then another 5 days.
Right. Thank you, Laini. Now you can do your part.
Oh.
But yeah, sorry, I was confused with the smoothie challenge format. All right. So someone said they missed the last Fibre challenge and they really look forward to learning everything they'll learn here.
Amazing. Sorry that we can't see your name.
Yeah. We'll cover that next time we have a challenge. But basically, you've got to give us permission to put your name up and whatnot. But anyway, what else did we want to mention to these guys? We've got the format. We've got a little bit about what we're going to be learning about.
So in a minute, we're going to run a little bit of a quiz show. We're just going to give away a bunch of prizes. And
what prizes? Okay, we should tell them if they don't know.
I think we'll get to that in just a moment. But I do want to just say that I won't take up too much time talking about the wonderful things that people say about this challenge, but suffice to say that a lot of people say that these free educational challenges that we used to so often put out, but now we're doing again, are better than paid courses they've done. So please don't view this challenge as something that is just very minimalistic. You know, we've all done a few challenges where you just get this little tiny 3-liner email each day. This is not that type of challenge. We put our whole energy into this 10 days with you. This is such a wonderful opportunity for you to dive in and get the benefit of a paid course for free and even get personalized coaching and your questions answered by this amazing gut expert. So please take the small amount of time that it requires to really benefit from this experience. So each video is about, from memory, about 15, 20 minutes on average. That's every second day.
That's each video from you.
Yeah. So on the other days that there is no video, it's like 5 minutes of your time for you to do the micro challenge. So please do commit to this. We all sign up to so many things that we intend or want to do, but we just kind of, we don't get the time. This is something that you want to make the time for. So decide now when that might be, whether we'll have everything available very early in the morning in the Facebook group about 5 a.m. each day. So if you're an early riser, then it will be there ready, waiting for you. If it suits you at a later time of day, just do it then. But decide now when is the best time, and actually put it in the comments, you guys. Oh, I can see a name there. Sam, thanks for giving us permission. Oh, Sam's on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Sam.
Someone said, so true. I'm so guilty of signing up and not following through. I hear you. I do it as well. So, okay, someone has said 6 a.m. is when they're going to log in. You'll get your notification on Messenger at about 9 a.m. because I don't want to wake people up who don't want to be woken up at 5 a.m. Breakfast time is, that's a great time. As you're sitting there eating your breakfast, you can watch the video or look at the micro challenge. Someone else said in the evening. My personal favorite time to watch these short form videos is when I'm in the bathroom getting ready. Like I'll be brushing my teeth, I'll be drying off after the shower, I'll be putting my makeup on or whatever it is that you do in the morning to get ready. Usually that's without all the kids around. So that's my personal preferred time.
Cool.
Someone said, I'm in and watching, but not sure my sign-in worked. I'm not sure of your name, but if you got the message on Messenger, then you're in and registered. If you didn't get a message on Messenger just a few minutes ago, then you're not registered. And there's a link. There should be a link above this video. And Sam says that she'll watch the videos in her lunch break. Yes. Okay, you guys. That's wonderful.
It's assuming Sam is a Samantha and not a Samuel.
True.
Anyway, thanks, Sam. Lunch break. Let's move.
All right, let's do it. Okay. I'm not going to talk about the wonders of Fibre right now. I had planned to, but I think we're going to skip it. We're going to talk about that next week. Let's do a game.
All right. So we're pretty good at doing games on lives.
She's a Samantha.
That's what I assumed, but I didn't want to assume. Cool. Thanks, Samantha. Thanks for joining us. All right. So let us do a little bit of a quiz show. We want to just get the juices flowing when it comes to Fibre, give away some prizes. So if you don't know yet, stacked whole food blends, we make convenience dry mix blends that are stacked full of goodness, and you use them to boost the nutritional density and diversity of your food. And so we want to give some of those away with this little quiz show that we do or are doing tonight.
And it's all the questions are based on the introduction video. So did you watch it? Who watched it?
Well, you don't have to incriminate yourself, but if you did watch it, you'll be able to answer these questions really easily. So the first question, we're just going to randomly choose winners. Good. Thank you for watching it. We're going to randomly choose some winners from a little format that Laini and I have devised. Because obviously we have 2 viewing platforms, YouTube and Facebook. So we will choose a winner from each.
Your phone on you?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm going to be looking on YouTube. Jordan's going to look on the desktop.
Well, we got both the comments here, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's actually working. Yeah, except, okay, but I'll go into the group.
But we don't know the names of the people.
That's why I'm going to go into the group.
Right. Okay, so we're going to ask the first question, and you guys pop up some responses, and the best or closest or most relevant, I guess, we'll choose for a prize. It's all just about the answers. All right, so the first question is...
The first question is, you guys, it's perhaps a simple question, but maybe not a simple question for many. What is fiber?
What is fiber? Go.
Now, you guys also, you may see your correct answer come up before someone else's. We might announce someone else as the winner, and you feel like you should have been the winner because you said your answer first. The way this technology seems to work is that sometimes answers come up out of order, but we're just going to be light with it. We're just not going to care if things get muddled up. It's just whoever we see has the correct answer first is just the way we're going to go, okay? So
Sam Cornett from Facebook has said...
She sure has.
...that fiber is an indigestible part of food. That is a correct response.
I'm happy with that. That's a good response. Nice and simple, to the point. I like it.
Right.
And someone else also gave a wonderful answer. It's a super bacteria food. Yes, you are so correct. But we're going to go with Sam. Sam, do you want to tell Sam about what she's won?
What did she win?
This one.
The top one?
Yeah.
Okay. Sam, you have won yourself a serving, or not a serving, it's a
it's a pack.
a package of whole spelt. So it's boosted whole spelt pancakes.
Yes.
Mix. Yeah. So it's a really good, diverse, fiber-rich blend for your pancakes.
It has so many different types of fibers in that pancake mix, and kids love it. It's just such an easy win. I forget the number of grams of fiber that you actually consume with 2 pancakes and a banana on top. It's phenomenal. So it's a good way to get it in. So congrats, Sam.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to write Sam's name down here.
Next to the pancakes?
Yes. Good idea. Okay. So Sam, can you please message us? Just reply to any message that we've sent you on Messenger with your details that we can post these pancakes out to you. Your address, phone number, email address, all that. Okay.
Thanks, Sam. All right, next one. So we've got the what is fiber, and the second question we want to run with is. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone's already answered it in answering the first question. So where do we find it? Where do we find it?
Well, where has someone said that?
Technically.
Oh well, which foods do we find it? Is the question. In which foods do we find fiber?
In which foods do we find fiber?
There is a bit of a delay, so we will wait patiently.
Yes, we will.
Angela, I'm going to take that. I like that answer. Oh, the person who said whole foods is right, bang on the money too. But yeah, plants, guys. Fruits and veggies. You are all correct.
Very true. Nice.
No.
Lovely Tegan. Thanks, Emily. Yeah, that was a bit easier one, that one. But you guys shot it through really well.
Now, these are depending on how much you're familiar with fiber. Like some of these might be very basic questions, but these are the questions that we do get asked quite a lot throughout the challenge, which is why we made that introduction video, because we're not going to cover this off inside the challenge. This is why it's essential pre-challenge viewing. So We're so happy that you guys watched it. So Angela, do you want to tell Angela what she won?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's one of my faves.
Are we talking the second one on the list there? Okay. Angela's won our very popular boosted chocolate milk blend, which has got, I think, 8 different fibers in it?
I think it's 12.
Well, okay, 12. There's lots of different fibers in it, but it's a super yummy, really a delicious and super wholesome chocolate milk blend. So it's obviously a replacement for the other chocolate milk that's very popular out there. and it can be drunk both hot or cold, but very, very yummy and super good for you. We actually have had quite a few of our people come off their morning coffees by switching to our boosted chocolate milk. So really, really good option for all the goodness you need.
Actually, we started to develop it because my nephew doesn't eat much does not eat many varied whole foods at all, and he actually survived on Up and Go for a long time. And when he was visiting at our home, I wanted to make an alternative to his Up and Go, and so there's a milkshake recipe on our website that uses the boosted chocolate milk powder to make the most amazing boosted. It's got vegetables in it. It's got lots of different fibers. It's got amazing ingredients. So we'll have to share that recipe with you during the challenge.
Right.
So congrats, Angela. That's what you have won.
Right on. So put Angela's name next to the boosted chocolate milk.
Oh, I put it down here. Okay.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
All right. No. Okay. Next question, guys, is where do we not find fiber? Oh, it's kind of.
I like this question because I do.
Right. Okay. So what can I?
Oh, Angela's in Tassie. She will definitely be having her hot chocolate.
So, so where do we not find fiber, guys?
Oh, someone has said processed food. You know, a lot of it's a tricky question because a lot of processed foods will claim that they have fiber on the front or the back of their packaging. They'll, lots of marketing efforts go behind saying so many grams of fiber. We need fiber in its whole food form, and we covered this off in the introduction video, because it's not just fiber as an isolated compound or as an isolated ingredient in a processed food that we want. We want fiber in its whole form because it's all the other things that come along with the fiber when it's in a whole food package that our body can utilize and knows how to use and knows how to thrive on. So that's what we want to focus on. So I really do love that answer of processed food, but it's not quite where I'm going. Yeah, someone has said it. I'm just going to get the... Okay, there's quite a few people who have got this. Roma, you are the first one. Hey, Roma, it is so nice to see you in here. Roma's a familiar face. Roma, yeah, you are so right. Fat and protein are the places that we don't find fiber. So that means meat, dairy, both of those things have no fiber. So it's just a really good distinction to make, I think.
Okay. Nice one. I think one of the reasons why we are struggling as a culture when it comes to nutrition is the fact that with all of our processed foods, the first thing to go was the fiber, the living component. But anyway, let's move forward.
Agreed. What did Roma win?
Roma won one of our
gourmet granolas.
Gourmet. I was trying to think of the word. What's that word at the front of the word? Granola. One of our gourmet granolas. We do two flavors. We have the vanilla maple or the cacao crunch. That's a really delicious gluten-free gourmet granola. So if you're gluten-free, remember, then that'll be awesome for you. Otherwise, it's still super delicious and very wholesome because it's got quite a diverse range of foods in there. So
Roma said, woohoo!
Lovely.
I think Roma might have tried that granola before. I've got a sneaky suspicion.
Okay, all right. Nice one.
So Roma, just reach out to us on Messenger with all your details, although I think we might already have them, and just tell us which flavor you would prefer.
Thanks, Roma.
And yeah, actually, you know what? That's a good point. Laurie said some fats like avocado do have fiber. You are so right. When we say protein and fiber, we are talking about those macronutrients rather than a food that has both fat and fiber in it at the same time. Avocado is such a beautiful food that, we don't want to get confused and say that if a food has fat like avocado, it doesn't have. So we're talking about macronutrients, fat and protein don't have fiber.
Okay. Moving along, we've got a few more questions, 3 or 4. How much fiber?
Roma said many, many times she has tried the granola.
Oh, nice one. How much fiber do we need as a baseline recommendation to have a healthy system?
This will be an interesting one.
Yes.
Yes, I got that, Roma. That is so good.
Or Katerina jumps in there.
Ooh, nice, Katerina.
She pitted them at the post there. good to see everyone's. So should we ask? Oh no, we probably shouldn't ask that as well. How many grams everyone's getting? But yeah, 35.
Yep.
Nice plus.
It's a lot, you guys. I mean, it can feel like a lot. Once you master the very simple ways that you can actually get copious amounts of fiber into your life, it's not going to feel hard. But I absolutely don't want to take away from the fact that it can feel quite overwhelming. And maybe you don't even know what 35 grams of fiber looks like at this point. We're going to help you with that during this 10 days. You're going to be able to learn how much fiber you are having day to day, how that compares to what the target is, and how to get there. We're going to map it all out for you, so don't worry.
Nice work. All right, so Katarina, let's write her, Katarina Tanner.
Okay,
next to the... so, Katarina, you've got a one of our red lentil dal mixes. If you are unfamiliar, it's a premix that you simply add a tin of crushed tomatoes and a tin of coconut cream and heat up over the stove, and it makes a delicious dal. A very delicious dal. Lots of people really love that dal. So
a little bit of a cult following for that dal.
It's really nice.
You either love dal or you don't. Those who love dal love our dal.
Yes. So remember, everyone who's won a prize, reach out to us, send us a message, give us your address, and then we will shoot you off that prize. Right. Okay. Is that the last question? Or
no, we've got some more.
Oh, there's a few more. Wow.
There's only three more. There's three more questions.
Okay, 3 more. That's not a question.
That's not a question.
That's just a word. So what do I do with that one?
What is insoluble and soluble fiber? What's the difference between insoluble and soluble fiber?
Getting a little
bit techie.
Who are the speed typists who are watching? Okay, someone's had a question. Yeah. Joe Shirley.
Love your question. Let's put it up on the screen while people are answering the question of what is the difference between insoluble and soluble fiber. While you're answering the question, can you keep an eye out for the first person?
I will.
Okay. Katarina's answered. You've already won a prize, so actually we won't give you another one. But can someone tell us which is water-based and which isn't? So Joe said, is it possible to get enough fiber if you don't eat veggies? I know they're the healthiest way to get fiber. I was a fussy toddler and I never really grew out of it. Joe, I would love to have a little bit of a in the live Q&A, I want to talk to this more. We don't have a whole lot of time right now, but I'm actually going to move this question over. You'll be the first question on our Q&A document. Whether it's the first we address or not, I'm not sure, but there is a whole lot of ways that we can support you to actually widen your acceptance of different foods. Because you've been fussy for most of your life does not mean it has to stay that way. Your taste buds are designed to acclimatize to whichever foods they're exposed to, and that doesn't mean that you need to just eat lots of different foods that you don't like. There are some really lovely, gentle ways that we can help you to start accepting more vegetables, but that's not the only way that you can get fiber. There are so many other ways you can get fiber. You can get it obviously through fruit. You can get it through your whole grains. You can get it through your legumes. You can get it through your nuts and seeds. There are copious amounts of ways to get your fiber in. Do tune into the challenge. We're going to share lots of different recipes with you, some with veggies, some without. So just stay tuned, and I will look forward to answering your question in more detail in the live Q&A Thursday night next week.
Okay, so I guess the first one who hasn't yet won a prize, Nicole Gilbert, has answered that soluble fiber is water-based. So
great. Okay, Nicole, congrats. So what happens with the soluble fiber is that by virtue of its name, right, it's going to attract water into the food that you've eaten. So let's just say it's a chia seed. A chia seed is a soluble fiber. So it's going to, as you know what chia seeds do, right? They attract the water, they swell up, and then it's transporting water all the way through to your colon and to your digestive system in general. And it's going to actually provide the water that your stools need to soften. And it basically just really encourages those stools to be able to move through. It's a really essential part of our digestion. We need soluble fiber, but then we also need the insoluble fiber because that acts like a broom, and it sweeps through our digestive system and just kind of gets things moving through as well. So we need both.
All right. So what have you won there, Nicole? We have a Mexican blend called our Boosted Mexican Mix, as a lot of our things are called boosted because there's a lot of goodness in them. And that is used for anything Mexican, anything. Also, a lot of people use it for things that aren't Mexican, just to baste chicken and other things like that. But yeah, it's a very, very popular blend for your savory dishes that you want to have a Mexican flavor too. So look forward to that. Let us know your details and we'll get it to you.
It's free of all the gunk that we do find in, what did I count? I went to Woolies one day and I looked at all the ingredients of all of the brands there on the shelf. All but one had this ingredient that's actually illegal to have in foods in most other countries. In Australia, it's allowed, but it does impact our gut health. It's called Sicilian dioxide. So it's it's a great thing to leave out of your Mexican blend. So either make your own at home or order one from us that doesn't have it, as well as all the other cool boosted diverse fibers in there. But then make sure you just find either recipes to make at home yourself or a good brand that cuts out the crap and just puts the good stuff in. Okay, we have how many more questions?
Okay, two more. Okay, do we need to get hung up on calculating how much insoluble and soluble fiber we are getting? That's the question. Do we need to get hung up on calculating how much insoluble and soluble fiber we're getting?
Roma said the Mexican mix is a wonderful mix. Great on roast veg. Do you know that I've never put it on roast veg? I've never tried that. Thanks, Roma. I'm going to give it a go. Someone said yes. Someone said no. Let's go.
Controversy.
So do we need to get hung up on we just talked about insoluble fiber. We talked about soluble fiber and the need to have both. And we said, do we need to get hung up on, calculating that we're getting enough of both in our life?
That's the most clear answer there. Lisa Martin.
Lisa. Let's go with Lisa's
answer. Yes, that's good. She says no, Whole Foods have both.
Joe Shirley said no first too, though. I'm going to swing something to Joe as well.
Really?
Joe,
okay.
Yeah, Joe and Lisa.
All right.
We'll give Joe a chance.
I guess it was a yes/no question, wasn't it? We should have made it a bit more, a bit more required in the answer. But that's okay.
But yeah, Joe and Lisa, you are both spot on. We don't need to get hung up on calculating that. It's just not necessary. All we need to do is focus on eating real food, eating whole foods. We will learn more about what that looks like in the next 10 days. It's, the word whole foods means one thing to one person and perhaps another to another. We're going to define it. We'll look into it in this 10 days, but we don't need to worry. And, I gave an example in the introduction video. An apple, just one simple apple, has both insoluble and soluble fibers. It's not something we need to worry about. A lot of foods have both.
They do. All right, I'm just typing some names down so we don't get lost here.
Yes, and Roma, I love your answer. Don't get hung up on anything. Just eat whole foods.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it.
Okay, so Joe, we're going to swing you a gravy mix. Oh, and Lisa, same prices. Okay,
yeah.
Great. So Joe and Lisa, we're going to swing you both a gravy mix. It is delicious.
It's a chicken gravy mix, we call it.
Yeah, it doesn't have any chicken in it. So if you're vegan, you can still have it. But we had, who was it? Clive and Ben, two friends of ours came over and we served them some roast. It was like leftovers the next day for lunch or something. They were raving about this chicken gravy. It's a very good one. It's very simple.
And it was also voted the best by Geordie Pie. She did a little review on gravy mixes, and ours was the only one that had the best stamp on it because it's 100% whole food and it's delicious.
Geordie Pie's a amazing nutritionist who often reviews lots of different foods and blends and products.
All right. So the last question we have tonight, guys, is prebiotic No, it's a statement again, Laini.
Sorry, I wrote down these questions and didn't do a very good job. Okay. So the question is, guys, let's define what a resistant starch is. Just give it your best shot.
Yeah, best shot.
Have a stab in the dark.
You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome, Joe. Stabs in the dark here, or stabs in the light, if you will.
I love resistant starches. Is that the same person? Is that Tegan for both those answers?
Which answer? No.
These two.
Tegan's got one. Tanya's got one.
These are really interesting answers, you guys. And while we're waiting to get a little bit more of a description, bit of a bigger description, there's two really easy ways to get resistant starch into your diet. The first one is
eat it.
First one is rice. If you just cook rice and eat it, it's very good for you, right? It's going to give you lots of goodness, but it's not a resistant starch yet. The way that you can get a resistant starch in easily, one way you can, is by cooking rice, letting it cool, and then eating it. Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that just a bit mind-blowing? It actually changes the structure of it. It changes into a resistant starch. And what that means, has anyone said? Well, everyone's coming at us with ways you can get resistant starches. I love that. Sweet potato is another one, cooked and cooled sweet potato. That's right. Oh, okay. People are giving it a really good go. I like this last one. Yeah, Tegan, you actually the first one to answer and the first one to expand on it too. Let's give it to Tegan.
Well done, Tegan.
Tegan, you're right. It is a type of fiber that resists digestion all the way till it gets to your colon, where it is then just the most amazing fuel for the wonderful, beautiful bacteria that are beneficial, that basically drive your entire function in both body and mind. Resistant starch, it becomes this prebiotic fiber that feeds those alive bugs, right? And that's how they grow, that's how they thrive, that's how they multiply. Kirsty likes to say it's kind of like throwing fertilizer on your lawn. It just makes everything just blossom. But it's the good stuff that we're making blossom in the gut. And we all know, like by now, we've all heard a lot about gut health. We know how important it is. We know that it's our first place to look when we're feeling anxious, when we're suffering with anxiety or depression, chronic disease. There is just like the studies on fiber are phenomenal. They are robust. They are decades long. This is not a new science, but it has not been discussed a whole lot. And so that's why we're so excited to impart and share some of that knowledge that we all should have, that we have not been given. We haven't been given this education in our schools, in our families mostly. This is new to a lot of us, maybe not to all of us, but the slew of benefits that fiber has beyond the toilet is quite phenomenal, and the protective powers that it has. So that's what we're going to do for the next 10 days. Tegan, what has Tegan won? This is our last prize, you guys.
Tegan has
this is a good one.
Won our porridge booster blend, which is a blend of delicious fibers, a bunch of whole food fibers in that porridge booster blend that you add to your porridge or your cold oats, however you want to eat it. But it's a very popular blend again, especially during this time of year.
Here in Queensland, it's not as cold as elsewhere. Our two youngest kids, they just really love to have raw, just plain oats in a bowl with milk and cinnamon and some raw honey. And we always put in some porridge booster. We find that it's just such an easy way to get that mixture of fiber, but also seeds. Well, I probably won't get too distracted right now about the power of seeds, but
not now.
Okay, not now.
Not now.
But it's phenomenal.
It is. But also about your resistant starch point you made before, a lot of people aren't fully aware that about 70% of our microbiota are contained in the lower half of our gut tract. So the more resistant starch, the more you're going to feed the vast majority of the biota in the microbiome. So that's another reason why it's important to have that resistant starch fibers.
Yeah. And the more diverse foods that we can have, the better, because as Jordan just said, like, we have a lot of different strains of bacteria, a lot of different types of bacteria in our gut, or we want to anyway. The healthier we are, the more strains we have. So we want to encourage, every different bacteria, every different strain of bacteria loves a certain type of food, a certain type of fiber. And so if we're constantly eating the same old things day in, day out, we're definitely...
Without diversity.
Yeah, without diversity, we're definitely feeding some good bugs, but not nearly enough to thrive. And that's the problem with a lot of probiotics on the market, for example, because they might have only 3, 7, maybe up to, say, 14 strains of bacteria. And if we're feeding a large quantity of that same probiotic into our body day in, day out, we're kind of forming this monoculture of bacteria in our gut. What we want to do is have just a vast range of different foods that all act as fertilizer for these good bugs. So we're going to talk more about that as well.
We are. So that's it. That's our little quiz. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching that introduction video. And it's obviously that it's obvious to see that a lot of you are aware of those basics, which is really good. An excellent foundation or platform that we can build on for the rest of the challenge, or just give you guys a fantastic reminder and some extra motivation to get diverse and get ramp up your fiber intake. So I think that's about it. I just wanted to quickly remind you guys that we haven't advertised for this, as you probably are aware. We wanted to, instead of pumping a lot of money into these ever challenging social platforms to get in front of the right people, we tried a different approach this time and to go through our existing people. So we've offered you guys to join a referral program that allows you to make back some credit, some store credit. So obviously at the end of the challenge, as most challenges do, there's an offer, and our offer is some discounted shopping with our blends. And we have a referral program that's open now for all participants of this challenge, that if you refer your friends and they shop with us, then you get a bit of store credit too. So that's a way that we're hoping we can spread a bit further, a bit broader into the community, specifically like-minded people. So if you have any people interested in learning more about their health, invite them in, but register for the referral challenge first so that you can get a bit of a bonus thank you with some credit.
Yeah, we'd so appreciate you sharing with your friends. It's so lovely to get the word out through people who already believe in what you're doing, rather than just pushing ads out to every person out there. It's just it feels better this way. Also, there is a link to register as a partner in the description of this post as well.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, just sing out and we'll help you out with it.
Yeah, you've got to register an account, then you've got to get your special link and share that with your friends. Pretty simple, but just follow the prompts if you haven't already. But yeah, that's about it for us, guys. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We've got a 13-year-old's party, if you haven't heard the squeals yet, to go tame. And then I'm going to get to bed because I'm ready for it.
I have a beautiful sleep, you guys. Have a good weekend. And then we will send you, we'll see you here in the group at 5 a.m. for those early birds. If not, come in later and check out the first micro challenge. Day 2 on Tuesday will be our very first video. But on Monday, I'll send you a message on Messenger at 9 a.m.
And the answer, Roma, is yes, we do. We just got to figure that out. Thanks for asking.
Oh, yes.
We just have a new partner, manufacturing partner. So I'm pretty sure it's au fait with those guys. But yeah, maybe reach out on a DM and we'll confirm that. But
and thanks for the happy birthday wishes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Tegan. She's loving it. All right, you guys have a great night. We'll catch you guys Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
See you later.